I already met 45 country students in my school, nearly 5,000 people. And some of them, they already studied by themselves for a long time and study very hard, but they see that the very tiny progress and they just get disappointed. And also that some people just switch from the universities because they're tired of some traditional teaching way. It's not only they have to stay in the big class with 50 person, it's just about our traditional teaching way. The teacher didn't understand the Western style very well. That makes them just feel that the hopeless ahead, so they give up. But that is really sad for the teacher because they prepare very well, and the student just didn't see that they get enough support from the teacher. Okay, so that's why I come here, just to explain to you that what we are doing and how did we support people and help them to improve their efficiency of their study. So first of all, I want to tell you that our course, we call it just a comprehensive course. First, we stress you need to improve your listening, speaking, writing and reading together. It's not just only focus on one. And the second, we focus on reducing your study hours. How do we do this? We didn't give up any principle of this language. We will stress to study and understand the logic of Chinese people's thinking. What does it mean, logic? Here, logic means that how Chinese people organize the words perfectly together, and it really affects people's understanding about your idea. Because you know that compared with Western style, Eastern style is more indirect. That means that they don't just explain their idea directly to you, but when you talk with them, they say, "Oh, I already mentioned." What? What did you say? They say, "Oh, I changed the sentence order. That's why I already show you that my mood." No, it's no point. Why you don't tell me directly? But this is not only Chinese style. It's an Eastern culture. All the Eastern countries have a similar style: Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. So that's why in our school, from very start, we stress how important the order of the sentence. That's why I said our purpose of teaching is teach people how to express their own opinion in Chinese freely, confidently, and precisely. Because this really affects the people's understanding about you. Okay, so how we do this? It's just, what's the meaning of the logic of the thinking? Okay, let me just give you some example. I think that some of you here already learned some Chinese. For example, like, how to say hello? 你好, okay, so this is very general, hello, right? In school, in the universities and the traditional language school, they also say this, hello, 你好. But in English, you have different greet way, right? Good morning, Mr. Wang. Good afternoon, Madam. How do we just can adapt to different situation? But the school only give you like countless subjects, dialogues, lots of work for this topic. But you have to memorize all the dialogues. But we don't give you the endless dialogues, just give you the rule. First, same as English, when you make a greeting, you have two options. First, with time, good morning, right? Second, with people, good morning, Mr. Wang. So I will explain to you, I will give you first how Chinese people divide the day first. Because we have different idea to divide the day even. For example, 3 to 9 in the morning, we call early morning. This concept never happened in English. We say 早上. And after 9, from 9 to 11, we call 上午. So you need to judge it's time, what time is now, then you can make the proper greeting. So 早上, let me just write down. And 上午. So 早上 is 3 to 9 a.m. and 上午 is 9 to 11 a.m. I didn't see that lots of book just mention this. That's why many people got lost in the greeting. So if you say you meet people at 7 o'clock in the morning, you have to say 早上. And after 9 o'clock, it's 上午. Then you get to the time, and the time plus 好. That's the greeting way. So always time plus 好. So anytime, if you understand, you remember all the words about the time in Chinese, you can make this easily. Second, we give you that all the words about people, how to say Mr., Miss, and Mrs., lady, madam, lawyer, teacher. We still same model. You can say like Teacher Wang, good morning. Then you can say 王老师好. So still people plus 好. That's the model. So follow this model, you really can create your own expression easily in any time. Different time, different people, you can organize the vocabulary yourself easily. Otherwise, you will be locked in one dialogue or two dialogues. So this is first one. And second, could you tell me how to say how are you in English? In Chinese, sorry. 你好吗, right? Okay. So the answer should be what? 好. 谢谢. Okay. No, actually, we should say how are you? 你好吗? Very good. So as you said, 你好吗? You write because 你 is you, 好 is good. This is our question mark, is 吗? So you good? Are you good? Are you fine? Right? The answer should be 我很好. Okay? 我很好. So usually you remember this sentence easily. Why? Because it's very short. But if you just know how, not know why. If you don't know why, later you need to still ask your teacher to tell you how to say another sentence. Okay, let's analyze this sentence. 我 is I, 很 is very, and good. Right? In English, you will say, I am fine. So in our school, we also have another advantage. In lots of university, they ask students who learn in Chinese to totally forget or put aside the English or their mother tongue. We don't do this. If you give up this, I can tell you, you already lost some advantage to start to learn Chinese. We like to compare the difference between Chinese and English. You have the knowledge about the grammar and why you waste your resource. When I study English, I always do the translation in my mind first, then I speak English. This is a very common way. I understand all the people do the same way when they learn the new language, right? But as the teacher, we need to tell you that's what's the rule to organize work. Back to the sentence. If you just translate word by word, I want to say, I am fine. The teacher told me, I is 我, am is 是, and the fine is 好. So the sentence should be, 我是好. Why you say, 我很好? Where is my 是? Where is my am? Let me explain to you. Because 是 is verb. It's verb, do you agree? Yeah? So verb only used in the sentence to describe action. You really do something, you use verb, right? This is I am fine. Where is the action? You needn't use the verb. That's why in the Chinese sentence, You didn't see and, 是 anymore. First reason. Second reason, 很 means very. Where this very come from? I didn't say I'm very fine, Leslie. I just say I'm fine. So where this very? Okay, this is adjective. I am fine. Like the weather is cold and the hot is the water is so hot. This is your description. This is your comment. So comment means you have to use the adjective to describe it, right? For Chinese culture, okay, here is Chinese logic. I said Chinese people don't like to tell you everything directly, but in their language, they already use some word. They are comment about something. We need a degree verb, adverb, to tell you how do I define this adjective. This is very good or so-so, it's okay. What's the degree? 很 is the degree adverb of 好. That's why we must add this adverb. So later, when you say the water is hot, you won't say, if you understand this rule and you memorized, you won't say water is hot. Okay, I translate word by word. Water is 水, and is 是, and hot is 热, 水是热. No, it's never happened in our school, in our students. They just say 水很热 or 水有点热 water little bit hot or 水非常热 非常 extremely hot. So different degree for the adjective. Same idea for any description, just to give the comment, right? This room is big, or this book is interesting, or this space, this city is lovely, this people is bad. Same idea, this is a comment. Comment should use degree, adverb, and adjective, no action. See? Okay, so this is our rule. I didn't see this explanation in any other school's teaching and in other school, other book, because they thought just by heavily memorization or repeating that the countless dialogues, students really can get the sense and memorize. But meanwhile, you blocked by those dialogues. And I met so many people come to our school that they told me they spent 2 years but cannot express. They cannot talk with people. It's not a practical communication skill. It's not students' fault. It's teachers' fault. It's our school's fault. That's why we totally just make our own book, because I want to promise our students, if you work hard with us, all your hard work worth it with our syllables. All the book, we have to create our book selves. Otherwise, we cannot promise anyone to just encourage them just go ahead. Impossible, right? Okay, so I think that you're a little bit surprised by my English speaking here. That's English mood. I can tell you why. Because in my mind, all in Chinese. Everything is in Chinese. I'm reading the Chinese in my mind. I speak out English. How can I do it? I think that you notice in our speech, in our video, that our students really make the presentation in our oral examination without any writing. How can you do this? Same like me. I share my experience of learning English. Give them that very clear and very simple rule, explaining the logic of this language. And they just focus on the vocabulary. Then combine all this knowledge together, they really can just make surprise progress very soon. So you can see that the girl that's in the Cambridge, studying in the Cambridge University, she never trusted she can learn any foreign language well, but she really made it in our school after 3 months. So in our school, we can promise that after 50 hours, there's 50 hours effective study hour, serious study hour, you really can manage your daily communication topic to describe your schedule, your eating. Not only describe and answer people's question, you can ask as well. I saw lots of people, they can talk, but they cannot ask. There's also another problem I found that in my experience with our clients from the other school. So 50 hours help you manage your daily communication. And after 3 months, that effective study hours, and you also can express yourself confidently. This is very important. Even for Western people, when you meet the local people, you still have some fear, some worry. If they will misunderstand me, if I misunderstand my kindness, or just something else happen on me or something. If you just know these rules and you will have confidence to speak out. Of course, people maybe get a little bit confused at the beginning, but you know how to explain furtherly, right? You say, okay, no, this is not what I mean. I can correct you, blah, blah, blah. So like this. So this is our purpose. That's to help make the free as conversation, that's the confidently, precisely. Let me just stress this again. Precisely. I can tell you, in like our government document, lots of people like to watch or just to read the real voice from China. I suggest you to do it yourself directly, not through some the media. If you can manage yourself, you really can tell Chinese people's purpose. They say, okay, our government already said that they won't agree with this plan. Don't just waste your time to convince us. Needn't. Because they use some specific words in their sentence clearly. I saw so many interpreters. They focus on the main words in the sentence, but didn't pay enough attention about this degree adverb. This is really show people's attitude, their comment about something. So this is the biggest difference between our teaching and the other school and the traditional training. And now that lots of people come to our school because they heard our style, heard our teaching, and they really appreciate. But after they move back to their hometown, they cannot continue. Now we developed a very unique platform to copy all the teaching in our classroom, just online. It still combines, it still includes listening, writing, reading, and listening and reading, writing, speaking together. You will get the personal account, and everybody can explain to us that your specific needs, and we will organize your personal materials for you, including all this study material, for all your different study aim, and then you will get the teacher. You can talk with the teacher just through your phone anytime to get their support. They are professionals. We have the big team working in Shanghai. People ask me, why are you working in Shanghai, not open school here? Because we need access to stay close with the latest resources to bring our students the latest change in China. That's also the part of their study. They want to catch up with the change in China. And also you have your personal interest. We can provide the more sufficient materials for your study. So that's why, and then the teacher work on the line just 24 hours. We promise you can get the professional answer like what I said here, that's within 24 hours. During our home working hour, you really can get the answer immediately. It's not like some people work on the Skype. You never know what the background. Our teacher they already teach face-to-face to students more than 100 hours. So they know how your problem and what's the simplest answer for your study. And the easiest way just to solve your problem, you can get 1 hour to practice your local practice partner in China. They are similar age like you, and even they're young people. But as you know, China changed very, very quick, and even for us, just to catch up with the change is not easy. We need to update ourselves every day. So young people usually have more new ideas in their mind. They will explain to you their idea about business, about society, about country. So you can talk, if you can talk with the local people, I think it's really helped you to understand what you are learning. It's not only the language itself. Language is a very small part. It's culture. What's the culture? Culture is the real daily life. Just in your relationship with family, with friends, with colleagues, all this included in your part, in your study, right? And also grammar, I can show you more. And also, if you're interested in our online course, and you will get 1 month, at least 1 month for free. Any questions? Yeah? Perfect. Any questions? No? Okay. Thank you very much. That's for joining us. And if you need a further question, just let us know. And also our website has information.